Everybody, we are back. It is Sage on Live's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite is everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit dislike button if you don't like it. Hit the like. Hold on, Mister. Hit this. Hit the like button if you like. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. All right, guys. I'm at my nephew's birthday party during this, so this is so you
Take you
guys
out
give
of
me
your
a
element,
raw.
man, and you're just
What's
all out. You said they take you out of your element. And you're just all out of whack, messing up the intro, getting the 25 to 35% off, man. Throwing you for a loop.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this, guys. All right, so the Raiders lost 22-19 off of Jake Moody finally made a field goal. Hopefully, I don't know. The Niners fans are like, "Can you please do that during the season?"
Yeah,
Um,
he shanked
but Jake,
one earlier, and then he nails like a 59 yarder. It would have been good from like 70. He had like 10 yards to spare on that. That thing was a rocket.
it was crazy, man. That was a great kick. But yeah, the Raiders lost 22-19. There was some good performances today, though. I liked what I saw overall at the beginning of the game. But what were some of your initial thoughts, Matt?
I thought it was a lot cleaner than last week. I mean, I think last week we were talking here about the offensive line, specifically like being really bad in the running game, and Jeanty kind of fighting for his life back there. I feel like they were getting a lot more push this week, or this game, and like even throughout the week, I felt like a lot that was like the common theme throughout the practice and that joint practice with the 49ers. Gino was talking about how he had all day to throw back there. And then on top of that, too, like they seem to have a little bit more success running the ball. So I thought that was one of my biggest takeaways, that like in a positive direction, that they could get loose. Jeanty could kind of get free a little bit. And then he had a couple big boy runs there at the trucking somebody for a first down, and then running over another safety for that touchdown. So that was probably one of my biggest takeaways. The offensive line, especially that starting unit, that first unit, looked a lot better, and especially in the running game, which is a good sign to see. That looked like tape will always tell, especially with the O-line, but it looked like Meredith and JPJ were playing a lot better together, a lot more comfortable at their new spots than what we saw a week ago, or I guess a little bit more than a week ago because it was last Thursday.
Yeah, I thought they looked like what I would say. I thought they looked a lot better from the offensive line perspective. I thought Gino had plenty of time back
Yeah,
there, right? I thought he had a ton of time back there, was able to kind of read the field, was able to make the right decision. I thought he was pretty accurate too. I know he had some issues with some of those Thornton throws, but Thornton kind of bothers me because he keeps releasing inside and then trying to get back outside. So it's bothered me a little bit. And it kind of shows like a little bit of his release problems. But I thought Gino looked good. I thought the offensive line played well. I thought Dylan Parham looked pretty good out there. Of course, Colt Miller looked pretty good. And the whole offensive line, I know, nobody really gave up any true pressure. I know DJ Glaze got pushed back a little bit, but it wasn't enough that I would say that it was like full on pressure. I thought he anchored pretty decent there after a while. But I still believe that the offensive line looked really good, in my opinion. And I thought that was the
yeah,
biggest part of the first team offense.
yeah. And I think on the Thornton throw, I think someone was pointing it out. I want to say it was Andrew Hawkins on Twitter. Like Thornton was kind of looking for the ball way too early instead of just keeping his head down and running on one of those where like Gino just threw him inside, or Gino just overthrew him a little bit. I think if he put his head down and just kind of ran the route a little bit faster, or just focused on running the route and had late hands and late eyes, he probably would have been able to haul it in. And I think that goes on to what you're saying too about him like releasing inside and doing those things where it's like right now, even though he is flashing and showing in camp, like you see a little bit of like the young receiver in him, where it's like a few little things here and there that he's just not quite getting and not quite on there at this stage. But yeah, obviously that can come.
Yeah, I agree with that, dude. Hold on. I gotta keep up with these comments, man. I gotta figure out this out on the phone here.
Gotcha.
Um, oh, it's shown on the screen, so we're even better
There
here.
you go.
I got shown on the screen, so it looks better. All right. Any other thoughts on the offense? So, I thought that Gino looked good. Aston Jeanty definitely
Yeah.
has Raiders fans feeling a lot better about it, right? I mean, they're feeling a lot better about this. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I was funny. I got a few questions in the mailbag about like Jeanty and like him having a quote unquote bad performance after 3 carries last week. But yeah, I think he silenced all doubters today. I think again, those two impressive runs where he's running dudes over and stuff like that. And I think he finished with like 7 carries for 37 yards. And obviously, it's no secret that the offensive line was playing better. And I think that just goes to show where if they can give him a little bit of daylight, just kind of what he can do. I think he kind of eased concerns today, at least for me. Not that I was ever concerned, but I think just in the fan base in general, I think you have to be happy with what you saw from Jeanty today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, even I know JB50 wants to talk about how their whole team is hurt, but still, I mean, we still like to see some
Yeah,
positive there, man. I mean
yeah,
that could happen. That could happen during the season where the team is, all beat up. The other teams. I mean, that's pretty common NFL thing. You know what I mean? Where
yeah,
teams are beat up, teams are not fully healthy, and the Raiders got to take advantage of that. But I just like how Jeanty ran hard. I mean, running people over, knocking people around. I think that's going to be his game. But and he looked really good out there, and I think the offensive line really helped him out a lot. But I still feel like that. They kind of got to keep growing, and I don't really feel like we're still seeing the whole run game yet. I think the run game
yeah.
is really being hidden from us, to be honest.
It's very vanilla. Like we talk about like them being vanilla, and we know about this in the preseason. But like you think about Chip Kelly, you think about like the innovative stuff with like 8 pullers, getting running back or excuse me, wide receivers involved in like jet sweeps and all that stuff. But the running game has been very vanilla, and I just don't think that's what we're going to see in the regular season. It definitely feels like Chip Kelly in the preseason has the training wheels on. Just knowing who he is as an offensive coordinator, again, that's what you kind of come to expect. But yeah, there hasn't been much creativity to it, like you said. So I think he's probably saving it week 1 and saving it for the season, obviously. So I think you mentioned it last week. I feel like the Patriots aren't going to know what hit them if they're going to study off this preseason tape because it's just going to look pretty vanilla.
Yeah, because we haven't seen anything crazy. I mean, they basically just like running inside zone like over and over and over, and then maybe mix it a little duo. So it's basically just flipping inside zone from weak side to strong side, and
Yeah,
it's not really doing anything super detailed, right? I
yeah,
think the most complex run they did the last week was when they're pulling DJ Glaze. So it's not nothing crazy at all. It's really simple stuff, and I think we started to see that this past week. Just keeping it simple, and then again after this game, just simple across the board. But Ashton Jeanty was able to find some holes because the first team offensive line was out there a lot longer, and then they came out really quick, which is super interesting to me. I thought,
yeah.
having JPJ and Jordan Meredith not play into the third quarter like they did last week kind of makes a big difference in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of is a good sign of like what they're like, how they were playing in the game. Like I feel like last week they probably wanted to get them out there because it wasn't as clean. And then again, like we were talking before, those two guys specifically looked a lot more comfortable. So I think it was a lot like that is another sign that they're starting to get better and get more reps in their respective spots. So someone brought up the Brock Bowers pass, which was I feel like we had to talk about that. That was pretty sick. The little
Yeah.
jump ball that Gino threw up for him. I mean, Bauer showing up in a contested catch situation. That was like the one thing like coming out of Georgia that I was like it was nitpicky, but I was a little like unsure about with his game. And I feel like even going back to last season and then seeing that again today, I'm like, damn, he's actually pretty damn good in contested catches, which kind of surprised me because that dude, you can create separation and you can win on the jump balls. He's special, man. Just another reminder.
Yeah, I thought, that even that the throw though, I thought the throw was
Yeah,
kind of shows that, Gino's really working with these guys on these type of things because that throw was like only where he could get it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it was only where he can catch that football. And, I thought Gino had a great placement. I thought he had great placement all game. I mean, the Mayer throw, that was pretty
yeah.
special too, man.
Someone brought up that. I just saw that. Yeah, Mayer had a nice catch too. That was a nice one too. So,
Yeah, that was a great
but
catch. And then the throw to Tucker too. Like
mhm.
he almost scared me on that throw, but it was the placement that he had there that kind of made up for it. You know what I mean? So I thought Gino looked really good, kind of show his accuracy, what he can be, and I thought the offensive line looked really good. And maybe of course, if they play better competition, sure, but I think also there'd be a game plan with it as well that'll make them play even better than what it showed just kind of playing against vanilla because I think the Niners were more vanilla this week than what the
Yeah,
Seahawks were showing.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, Mike McDonald wasn't out there trying to prove something to Pete Carroll. That's for sure. Or Robert Sala wasn't trying to prove something to his old boss Pete.
Yeah, for sure, dude. So I mean, a little bit of the offensive side. What else happened on the offensive side? Like, of course, we got AOC.
Yeah.
I know some people are talking about AOC here, but what were your thoughts on AOC overall?
I thought he looked better than I saw you tweet like that you jinxed it. Like he started the game pretty well. Like I thought he looked better than last week, and then he throws the pick, and it felt like that like just killed his confidence. I feel like he missed a couple more of those intermediate throws too after that, and it's just that's the frustrating thing with him. We talked about it last week. Like even when he looks good, he just can't avoid that like one or two mistakes that end up like screwing him over. And it's I mean it's a theme at this point. Like you go back to last season, like he can't avoid just throwing that one bat, making that one just terrible throw, and it ended up being a pick. And I mean, I'll be curious to see what the eye in the sky shows in the all 22 tape, but it looked like that wasn't even open. Like he looked like he damn near threw it to the defender. Like that guy was all over that out route and just stepped right in front and picked it off. So yeah, it's just frustrating with O'Connell, and then you mix in like him not being able to, not being a statue in the pocket, and it's just yeah, I don't know what
Yeah,
to do with you anymore, man.
it's a sad. It's why are fans turn to AOC? I think fans are just not really excited about him as a quarterback overall. To be honest, I mean, if we're keeping it real.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just not something that they're super excited about at this point in time. You know?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, he's just again, he just can't make he can't avoid making the one bad mistake at the end of the day. Going back to last year's preseason too, like he lost the job. I guess it was the game before this game, not the 49ers game, the second preseason game last year, if you remember, where he just played super conservatively and ended up throwing the bad pick, and that ended up costing him the job, the starting job last year. So yeah.
Yeah,
Then
man.
again, Cam Miller didn't even exactly light it up like he did last week. So still, I still feel like it's AOC's backup job to lose at this point. But um, yeah, I mean, Miller ended up doing the same thing. The reason why we're talking about this being a loss for the Raiders and not a tie is because Cam Miller threw a bad pick too.
Yeah, yeah. That pick that he ended up throwing at the end of the game, it kind of showed his limitations. I tweeted that out. That's kind
Yeah,
of his limitations that he has, right? Where he's just not like um just doesn't have that arm because like it wasn't a
yeah,
bad read. The ball just floated in the air. You know what I mean? Like it's fluttering.
yeah. It had no zip on it, and it looked like I saw like when they showed the replay of it, it looked like there was like the defender that ended up picking it. He was trying to fit it in a window before that, and that he thought the receiver was going to curl it up in there, and the receiver ended up going, just keeping going across the field. But what like resulted in it being a pick was that it was just kind of floated, like you know what I mean. Like, and the defender just had too much time to get there and get in the way of it. But yeah, this was a rough one for the backup quarterback battle, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I'm trying to get some of these questions here. Uh, anyone else think the third string offensive line and wide receivers have more talent than the second string? That's,
I
that's
don't
an
know. I
interesting
mean,
take there.
yeah, I don't know if I'd say that necessarily.
So
Like
just
with the second string O line, it's a lot of like guys that you kind of expect to like have struggles. Like it's a lot of young guys. Like you got the two draft picks in there, Charles Grant and Caleb Rogers, who at this stage like they're making the team. You're just trying to get their feet wet here in the preseason. Gerard Hufford's on that group, I think too, who's an undrafted free agent, and Putnam is a second year UDFA guy who's on the practice squad, I believe, all of last season. So it's a lot
yeah,
of young guys that I think are trying to figure it out. The one guy that I think you you can definitely say he didn't make the team, and I don't know if he was second or third string. I don't know where he's on the depth chart. Antonio Maffi had a rough one. I think he got beat at least twice, flagged another time. Like it was
mm,
a that was a that was a update your resume type of game for old Antonio Maffi, because he might have just played his way on. Or if he had any hopes of making the roster, I think they might have ended last week or tonight.
yeah. I agree with that, man. He did not look good at all. I thought Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant didn't make any noise. So,
Yeah,
they might have some positive film there. He says AOC can't detect a blitz, or is he suffering playing with backup offensive linemen?
he can't feel the blitz. Although I will say he did have one nice throw where he like felt the pressure coming and like bought some time to make a completion, but for the most part he struggles seeing the blitz. But Cam Miller had the same issue today. He took a sack today that was off a nickel blitz that he should have thrown hot off of, and he didn't see it. So
Yeah, yeah, man. So I mean, that's pretty much most of the offense. I'm trying to save all your guys' questions here, guys. Um, Defensively, I think at corner they're I don't know what their plan
Stokes.
is.
Stokes got beat at least twice. I think more than that too. He had a rough one.
He didn't stumble this week though, so I'm proud of him for that. He didn't stumble this week,
That we
man.
know of yet. I
That we
guarantee.
know of,
I
yeah.
guarantee. I guarantee. We go back and we'll find one every game. One a game. Yeah.
That we know of, yeah. Because yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't notice that stumble into the film, so we gotta go see if he stumbled again. But yeah, he didn't play well at all. I don't think he played well. It felt really weird. Like I feel like there was a couple plays where like Darian Porter could have jumped it and he didn't. But I just thought the secondary was a little bit. I feel like they were timid this week. I don't know, like that was coaching, or they wanted them to practice like tackling or something this week. Like tackling was a focus. Like let's let these guys catch the ball and make
Mhm.
tackles.
Yeah.
But it just felt weird. Like there was a couple plays, like even the first throw, like Kelly just like kind of sat back and he didn't attack. And I thought that was weird, but I don't know. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I felt like this. I could definitely see where you're coming from because I felt like they were like we kind of joked about it on Twitter about like of George Kittle talking about they just kind of run the same vanilla cover three that they were running like 10, 15 years ago before he was even in the NFL with like Legion Boom. And I felt like
Hmm.
this week they like legitimately did it. Like last week, I felt like they ran a lot more too high, but it seemed like today they were in a lot of like soft zone coverages. So I don't know if that was part of it too. Like, but it definitely seemed like the secondary was a lot more timid and just a lot of guys like Darian Porter specifically. I don't know. I mean, I'll see it more on tape too, but it does feel like he's spinning a little bit right now. Like even last week, going back last week, he didn't have any like bad plays, but the aggressive dude that we saw at Iowa State that could just play fast and play with his 4.3 speed and use his length well, we haven't really seen show up at this stage. And part of me wonders if he's just thinking a little bit too much. And on top of it too, like the Cameron Richardson, I feel like the only time I see him is when he's giving up catch or something like that
Yeah,
in coverage. He hasn't done anything in these two preseason games. So, and like you said, Caillou Blue Kelly, after having a great week last week, just kind of blended in, didn't really stand out much. So,
yeah. The secondary does not make me feel confident at all. Um,
you know,
it feels like that. I mean, that they might still try to go find somebody right now. They might address it, but it was it was a little worrisome. You got a question about how about Tommy Eichenberg pushing that guy for a first down?
I missed that one. What happened?
He pushed the guy for a first down.
From behind. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up having like a couple nice plays at the end, but Eichenberg had a rough game too. He had that one like the touchdown run by was it just Jeff Wilson? He had
Hmm.
a chance to stop it and ended up getting pushed back on the goal line, gave up the touchdown.
Yeah. Here's a question: would you agree with trading, cutting AOC, and keeping Bradley and Merler if Gina goes down? I mean, they get Cutter Bradley back.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, no, I think you got to keep if with what we saw from Cam Miller today. Like if put it this way, if Cam Miller had played the way he did last week in Seattle today, I feel more confident about being like, hey, you got to figure you can give him like the reins of the quarterback at the backup spot. But seeing as he kind of still struggled, I'd still have more faith with going with having the backup quarterback be a guy that has game and starting experience. So personally,
Yeah, I agree with that. And I know O'Connell is just Mr. Inconsistent because like I tweeted that out and then he just made me look really bad like the next throw. I was like, man, what an anticipation throw. And then like the next throw is like, oh, he just wanted to make me look bad, I guess. But
yeah,
like, yeah, that's AOC, man. AOC he just doesn't do too much out there. You know what I mean? Like it's just not it's not something that you can get excited about as a like
yeah.
as a player, you know what I mean, or even as a fan, kind of, to be honest. All right, what is Pete Carroll's response to the poor quarterback play when that's his specialty?
Ask Pete. Uh, Yeah, he's gonna something about coaching them up. I don't know. We got to work with those guys and get them ready. I don't know. Yeah,
But I feel like Pete's a little arrogant with corners.
yeah,
I don't know if you agree with that, man, but I feel like he's a little arrogant.
yeah. I feel like he's got a little bit of an ego to it, kind of like I can develop anyone type of deal. I can see that.
Yeah, like I mean, because I mean, yeah, he has the track record, right? But like,
Yeah.
it's not really, it's not keeping up with him too much. And I know Tyree Woolen had a big rookie year, but like Darian Porter hasn't shown like really too much. I mean, I guess you keep him over Jacorian Bennett over tackling, but like Porter's not tackling well either. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah. 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 I
it
mean, the
ain't
unit's
working.
struggling, and it looks rough on him because he moved on from last year's week 1 starters. And I mean, Jack Jones, I think we all saw coming, but right now we're not getting the results that we're hoping to see. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. I'm not trying to say that it does. Obviously, it doesn't matter, but it's not like we're out here sitting here. I mean, besides last week, he got with Caillou Blue, um, extremely confident with the corners and how they performed in the last 2 weeks. It's really only
Yeah.
been one guy, and then he came out today and didn't have that great a showing. And they got picked apart in the air by any quarterback out that was out there for the Niners, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the middle of the field. I mean, we haven't talked about the linebackers, but you got a question here. How do y'all like the starting front seven lineup? No Kuntz or Wilson.
That wouldn't be the starting front. I mean, if you take off the two, no Kuntz or Wilson, I mean, I think one of those guys is going to start. I did think Tyree actually had a pretty good game today. He had a couple nice first few drives again, setting the edge and whatnot. Like one of Crosby's TFLs that he got from the backside. It was because Tyree did a great job setting the edge, and then he also had like a nice pressure there on third down. Like did a really good job with his pass rush rep from the inside, which I know a lot of people are excited to see, and push back
Yeah,
the guard. But yeah, and then as far as the front seven goes, I mean, it's the whole defense worries me. Like them playing against the run is going to be an issue. I feel like this season. I feel like it was an issue today. I know
yeah,
it definitely got worse once they had the second team guys in that you hope aren't playing, but that also doesn't speak well to the depth that they have at that spot. But yeah, it's a rough front seven right now.
I agree, dude. I
Defense
do.
as a whole. I think it's going to be one of those years where you got to score 30 to win.
Yeah, because I mean, Devin White didn't look very good either. Leonard Roberts, he got worked by Pearsall.
Yeah, he got worked by Pearsall in coverage, but that's what we expect.
We
I actually
expected that,
thought
right?
What's up?
I always expect that, right?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me? No, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What you?
I said you should expect that against
Yeah,
Pearsall, I guess, right?
exactly. I mean, yeah, you don't want Roberts out there on passing plays, but he did have a couple nice reps against the run. He did one of his classic reps where he just flattened the offensive lineman out in space and ended up going for like a tackle for short gain. And he had a nice, I think, like TFL or right at the line of scrimmage with just a nice read. So he was the
Yeah,
one linebacker this week to me that kind of stood out, at least from the the original watch or original run through. So he actually thought
yeah.
he had a decent game against the run, but obviously in coverage, you don't want him out there at all.
Did somebody actually say AOC was better than Gino? I mean, sure, yeah,
It wasn't
probably.
us.
Yeah, it wasn't us. It wasn't us, guys. Uh, what we're just not a talented defense, right? Like, how are we not a bottom D this year?
It's gonna have to be some great coaching, some great work from Pat Graham this season, and Dope Pete in there too. Yeah, there's just not a ton, like you said, not a ton of talent. A lot of replacing a lot of starters, a lot of moving parts on that side of the ball, and very young in the secondary. But we'll say nice pick by Jeremy Chin today. I didn't expect to see that from him. That's not something he had a big or what's done regularly, I should say. That's the words I'm looking for there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it felt like they kind of just confused with Mac Jones with a normal cover two disguise. There wasn't like too much,
Yeah,
nothing crazy that you figured that something would happen to Mac Jones with that. But of course, I guess he didn't see it. You know what I mean?
yeah. It was nice. More than anything, I just thought it was a nice play by Chin. I thought nice athleticism. I can't talk right now. Nice athleticism to go dig that pick out.
Yeah, yeah. It was. It was. Who do you think stood out on defense? The tackling was better. The D line looked way better. I hope JJ is okay.
Pegues went back in the game, so I think he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought Tonka Hemingway was another guy. I mean, I've named a few guys who stood out already defensively, but I thought Tonka Hemingway had a couple nice pass rushes today. I think he probably ended up with at least like 2 or 3 pressures, something like that. Roberts was another guy who I thought stood out to me against the run, like I just mentioned. And let's see, Chin, nice pick there. Chris Smith had 7 tackles. It seemed like he was playing a lot, and like I think he was
Yeah.
getting the reps early and stuff like that, and kind of flying around the field. I didn't think it was a perfect game or anything, but it's good to see him being active and get out there. Because if you remember a couple of years ago when he was in the preseason, he literally didn't record a stat, and like just kind of been a disappointment since he got drafted. But it seems like he's getting more playing time, and again, it was at least around the ball more. It's tough. Safeties are hard to, especially free safeties are hard to really, evaluate from the broadcast tape. So he might be a guy to do for one of the breakdowns since he was so active this week. But yeah, I thought just from looking at the box score and just kind of seeing what it was on the broadcast tape, he looked like he was at least active today. I should say that.
Yeah, I mean, he had that great tackle on that the cover 0 play too.
Yeah,
he had a great tackle there. So I mean,
played that perfectly.
Yeah, so I mean, you saw some growth from him this week, but you're still a little worried if he's out there, on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel too confident him being out there making plays on a Sunday. You know what I mean? But he looked pretty good for playing in the preseason and getting some reps. But he still makes you a little nervous overall. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Still not a guy that you want to count on much in safety.
Exactly. Was Devin White out? No, I don't think
he
he
played
was.
today. I know, I don't think he did much, but I know he had like one on like pressure, but it was like schemed up. I think it was one of Patrick Graham's cover 0 calls, which he probably called cover 0 at least 2 or 3 times today. I thought it was kind of funny. It's not something he does a ton, and then just decided to roll it out. But yeah, Devin White was out there. I just don't think he did much.
Did you see Jacorian Bennett light it up today with the Eagles? Did that happen?
I saw he got a PBU. I didn't see anything other than that though. But
did he really light it up? Like, what is? I don't know. Are there any veteran backup QBs available better than AOC?
I mean, if the Browns cut Joe Flacco, maybe.
Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Pickett? I don't know. Let's see. See what quarterbacks are out there right now.
Getting some Kenny Pickett. You know what I mean?
Some Kenny Pickett hype. Let's see. Carson Wentz. CJ Beathard. Just Driscoll.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Ian Book out there because he won at Notre Dame.
Ian Book. I don't know.
Jaron Hall from BYU. Remember that guy? He'd be fun in Chip Kelly's offense. Probably wouldn't be good, but he'd be fun.
I mean, Stephon Gilmore. I mean, we're talking about quarterback though, but
he looked like a quarterback that's
he look old.
30. Yeah, last year. Put it this way: the Vikings, I think, are about to start Jeff Okudah at corner over him.
Yeah. MEZBX said Jameis Winston.
He's on the Giants, but if he gets cut, Jameis would be fun.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Jackson, number 4 wide receiver? I mean, he didn't do too much this game, but I think he has some talent. But I don't think he's gonna make this football team though.
Yeah,
I think if it's gonna be the 5th guy, it's probably like Bachman.
Yeah, and then Tommy Mellott had a nice kick return today, which I feel like they're gonna want to. I don't know. Maybe you can get away with him stashing him on the practice squad, but I feel like they're probably going to roster him with his kick return ability, and they want to develop him. So there's really only one wide receiver spot available, and I think you're right. I think Bachman's going to snag it. He had a nice grab today, and he can block.
Yeah, people are talking about. Cooper Rush. I couldn't do Cooper Rush. Nathan Peters. Talk about Peterman again for you, Matt. They want to bring Peterman.
There we go. Back. Bring back my boy. He got the tryout this week, so. He's the NFL quarterback cockroach, man. You can't kill him.
Yeah. What do we do at cornerback?
Pray.
You hear me? What do we do at cornerback?
Pray.
Oh yeah, that's what she said.
I mean, Rasul Douglas would be the obvious guy that I think like that would be like the best like fit and like for what Pete Carroll wants and stuff like that, veteran. But I mean, at this point, like they feel like they've committed themselves and just sticking with the young guys. I don't know. I mean, it's to me like your best option if you want to bring in someone else to immediately make a difference at cornerback is probably Rasul Douglas. And I don't think he's. I mean, last time I checked, I don't think he signed anywhere. Let's maybe double check that. Oh, Kendall Fuller's another option that I consider. And
Yeah.
Asante Samuel's out there, but Samuel doesn't meet the size requirements and he's got injury issues.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah.
Rasul Douglas is, according to Over the Cap, is still available, which is interesting. He might be like one of those guys that waits to see how training camp, like the cut roster cuts go, and see if he finds a spot somewhere there. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. PG calling from the sideline, not the box. Whose preference? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, he usually calls from the box, though, doesn't he? Usually.
yeah, I mean, they go back and forth. It's that's like the ping pong tables. Like you ever hear like when teams like doing well, if you have a ping pong table, if a team's doing poorly and they have a ping pong table in the locker room, they take it out. If a team's doing poorly and they don't have the ping pong table, you put the ping pong table in. Calling plays from the booth and from the sideline is the equivalent of that. It's just changing something up, trying something new. I can tell you this: like in my experience, like our defensive coordinator, he called plays up from the booth, but that was because he was a hothead and he would freak out every time we gave up like any sort of big play. So he didn't want to be on the sideline freaking people out. So it's something that gets reported on because it's a change, but I don't really think it makes that much of a difference. It's just a personal preference thing. Some coaches like being on the field and feeling the games, looking into their players' eyes and stuff like that. Other coaches want to be up and analyzing it and seeing it from up top. I think you're right. I think Patrick Graham's normally up top because he's more of an analytical guy, I think.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily like analytical numbers, but like wants to see how everything's folding and scheme it around there. But
Hmm.
yeah, so I think normally he's up there, and yeah, I think I saw him on the sideline today. I don't think it really makes that big of a deal. I think it's something that we make a bigger deal out of it. It's not really doesn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Are you guys worried about Jeanty's contact balance working against in the form of extra hits he'll take on each play? I mean, that's how it runs. I mean, you just got to deal with that and just hope he doesn't tear his shoulder up. He's gonna run like that, guys. Like that. He hurt his shoulder, and then the next run he came out there and did it again. So that kind of just tells you. And I'll never forget when he was playing like UNLV or something, and he could have ran for a touchdown, and he decided to go take out a safety instead. That's Ashton Jeanty. It's not going to change.
Yeah, he's a little guy, but he's physical.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think this mashup of Graham and Carroll defense going to work out, or Graham eventually get the boot by the end of the year?
I mean, if it doesn't, Pete Carroll's going to look for someone to blame at the end of the day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like that's just kind of how it goes in the NFL, and he's not going to fire himself.
very true. Very true. Are you concerned about Paloma's missed tackles? I'm concerned about all the missed tackles. To be
Yeah,
honest.
missed tackles. Missed tackles are bad, no matter who they come from.
Yeah, they're never good. Never good, man. Never good. Uh, any Jamal Adams flashes this week? I thought I saw a couple, right? I thought I saw a couple.
I feel like I don't know. I didn't think he did much. I know he's out there, but he wasn't like it wasn't like last week where it was like obvious that he's playing
Yeah.
pretty well.
Can you talk about them using this pistol formation? Yeah, that was super interesting. That was super interesting. It kind of just shows they're going to be doing a lot of stuff because they didn't do that. They didn't do that last week, and then this week they came out in pistol. I think we're like, I think week one's going to be very shocking for me watching film. It's going to be shocking. I feel like I'm going to be like, what the hell? That's awesome. I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot. I feel like that's going to be like my statements here, man. Like, I've never seen that before. Well, that's really dope, though. Can we agree that PG is an average DC at this point?
I think he's a good one. I mean, I just don't think there's too much talent on that defense, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he did a lot. Like he gained a lot of credit with me. What was it 2 years ago where we went into that year thinking the defense was going to be terrible, and they actually ended up being better than the offense was.
Hmm.
What was that 2023? So
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a good coach, but at the end of the day, like I said, he's got to get results this coming up, or he could be on the hot seat.
Yeah. A lot of people are talking about how slow Jeanty looks. I mean, that's why he didn't run the 40, guys. Because we all like the 40 doesn't matter, Marcus. I remember you guys saying that, but that's why he didn't run the 40. Uh, Who was the white safety? They almost had a pick.
Hudson Card. He's not good. He also got beat by a corner by Robbie Chosen on the corner out.
Yeah, yeah. He probably can make. We don't want Hudson out there. No offense, Hudson. I know you were walk on and you got this great story. No offense, bro. I appreciate the story though. What receivers do you think we keep besides the obvious four? The tight end room looks deep.
Well, I think it's probably going to be obvious. I guess who's technically the obvious four? The three rookies and or no, Malott. I guess would be it would be what Myers, Tucker, Thornton, Betch, Malott, and Bachman. I would think.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Cedric Jackson sneaks in there.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Ugh,
Colin
maybe.
Johnson. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. It is Mumford gone.
I mean, they don't have another backup tackle with experience, so I think he's probably safe. But it's not been
Yeah.
good for him. This was
Yeah.
another rough one for him.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. It's gonna be some other questions here. I'm trying to find them. I found some. Is Tyree turning a corner?
Um, I mean, he looked good today. I don't know if I'm going to say he's going to turn the corner, but he looked pretty good today.
I'll translate for Matt. I want to see that in the season. That's what Matt's saying. I'll translate
Yeah,
for Matt there.
pretty much.
I don't care about preseason with Tyree. We want to see it in the season. We don't care. But I mean, it looked good today. It did. It did. But it's we want to see that during the season. I mean, that's really when we got to see that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm not gonna get too overhyped with preseason. How good of a DC do you have to be with a defense full of all pros? I
Who
mean,
was that talking about?
and NFL's a talent league. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It is. Oh, my bad. Did
yeah.
you not read it? Oh, my bad.
No,
I mean,
I
he's
did.
he
I did.
basically he's basically just saying like, how good of a DC do you have to be? We have all pros. Well, yeah. I mean, but the NFL's a talent league. It's not a scheme league. That's the thing. It's a
Yeah.
talent league. You know what I mean? It's true. Do we think we should trade Michael Mayer for a corner? I mean, what corner are we trading for though? You know?
Who's giving up a decent corner for a back for a number two tight end?
Exactly. Exactly. Let me see any other questions here, guys. All right, I don't see too many other. Somebody asked about Thibodeau. Did we have a chance to draft Thibodeau?
I don't think they did.
Or he must be talking about somebody else. Because Thibodeau doesn't. He's about Spillane.
Is he talking about? Yeah, Thibodeau went fifth, and the Raiders had.
Seventh, right?
This might have been the year they traded for Devontae and didn't have a first round pick.
Uh
No, it wasn't. Or wait, yeah, it was. Yeah, because it was Dylan Parham's year.
yeah. All right. I got a couple more questions here. How many cornerbacks are on the roster? How many average cornerbacks are on the roster right now?
I mean, literally right now, probably most of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're all average, right? I mean, there's a bunch of average guys.
It's a lot of. There's potential in the room. I think there's guys like Darian Porter and DeCameron Richardson have potential, but it's unrealized potential at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Carter Runyon make this team. Do they keep four tight ends? Depends.
They'd probably only keep 5 wide receivers then, or they
Yeah,
keep one less running back.
yeah. Because I don't know how Runyon's blocking, and that's going to be the biggest kind of thing for them, right? Is the
Yeah.
blocking. Did you watch Charles Grant? Not too. I mean, I'll watch him. I'll watch him on film. I like watching linemen on film. I hate reacting to linemen on TV. I just hate that one. You know what I mean? I just don't like that one. To be honest. What was that? How did Thomas Booker look? It's kind of the
Saw him
same
get
thing.
reached on one play.
Yeah. It's Thomas Booker's a hustler, so it's like he's gonna show up like they were shouting
Yeah.
him out. I'm like, but that was like that was I don't know. I don't know. Did
Yeah,
any
more.
linebackers show up besides the starters? I don't. Matt Jones is playing too much for me, and I'm scared of that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you, Matt.
yeah. He's ahead of Cody Lindenberg right now, who was drafted, and because like he's been playing with Eichenberg with like I think the twos. And yeah, I would agree. That scares me because I feel like every time I notice him, he's in the wrong spot. Like, my God, the guy he had that. There was one play action pass where he was like up with the lineman, like bit so hard on the fake, and just gave up the middle of the field.
Whew. Oh man. Oh man. This shit anyway said Vinny loves Matt. Yeah, yeah, he does. But man, I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, so the people they want me to do some Darren Porter for members. Okay, I'll do that. Who's 91? Who is 91? I don't know who that is. You know who 91 is?
Caught my head now. Let me see.
Last question, my dude, Justin DJ. What do y'all think is the reason quarterback panic on the route or the ball in the air? I mean, I just feel like they're not that great. I feel like this is what it is. I just feel like they're
Jafari
not that good.
Harvey. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Who is it?
Jafari Harvey is 91. Couldn't tell you
Okay.
much about him. Went to SMU.
Yeah.
It's a rookie, 24 years old, 255 pounds, 6'2". Plays defensive
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Just reading off the roster.
Somebody asked if Pugliese is okay. I think Pugliese is okay. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
he came back in the game.
And like, what did Eichenberg was playing the will linebacker for a few stretches? It looked like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, something like that. I'll have to take a deeper look.
Tossie had one good block, and I never saw that on the Collier run, but other than that, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I gotta watch. I like watching film with the linemen, so we'll deep dive into that a little bit. All right, man. Any last thoughts, man? Before we get out of here, I missed my nephew's happy birthday singing, so.
Oh, well, why don't we get you out there so
I
you
know
don't
they're
miss
gonna do it
anything else?
already. Like, damn, can't wait for it, brother. Shit.
I know, right? They're gonna do the cake without you. That's my big takeaway. You're gonna miss out on cake. Your nephew's gonna be pissed off.
The cake.
You're gonna have to go run to the store and get him another
I'm
gift.
gonna get like all the breasts with chicken. I'm not getting any drumsticks with the chicken. It's bad.
No,
It's bad
no
over
more
here.
dark meat. Dark meat. They're not gonna save
No,
anything for you.
no, I'm getting all white meat now, guys. I'm getting all white meat. So you guys better appreciate me doing it. I sacrificed my white meat chicken for you guys. All right, I'm out of here, guys. We'll be back. We'll be doing film on Tuesday, and yeah, we'll do a film, and we'll figure out who I'm going to do. Like I said, give me whoever you guys want me to do for members. Of course, I'll do the offense and defense a little bit, but like if you guys want any individual players, let me know. Message me on DM me on Twitter, whatever you gotta let me know. But yeah, I got JJ's names right, man. I got to tell you, it's Puggies. I got it.
Geese. There you go.
Puggies. I got it.
There we go.
Mac Bud wanted me to make sure that you knew that, Matt. He wanted to make sure that I worked on it. I've been working on it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's only taken like 4 or 5 months. But yeah, I'm glad we finally got it straightened out.
Yeah, exactly. We got it. We got it now. All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace.
All right, see ya.